today, and now you feel fat today also. You're welcome. And now there's a podcast.
Welcome to I Feel Fat Today, the show where we dispel diet myths, see what's new in diet culture, and investigate your relationship with food. With me is my guest. He is comedian, show producer extraordinaire all over New York City. You know him from My Account Closed on Instagram. Give it up for the very funny Phil Calle.
Hello, everybody.
Woo! Shout out to me for getting your name right.
Big shout outs.
Okay, white girl.
Big credit. Bad Bunny's doing his thing. That was pronouncing Rodriguez and Lopez.
Oh, Phil, thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me. Thank you so much.
Oh, man. So you're from New York.
I am born and raised in Queens.
Born and raised in Astoria.
Yes.
How do you feel about people like me?
I mean, I don't have a problem with people that come into the neighborhood. Honestly, I think that Astoria has gotten a good pass because it was great, but it wasn't great for minorities at the time. Like, so
Okay.
I grew up there in the 90s.
Okay.
So there was certain like neighborhoods and like in certain places where it's just like, they'll look at you a little funny. You'll have like a Greek neighborhood or like an Italian neighborhood, an Irish neighborhood, and they're very like towards Orthodox Catholics.
Gotcha.
So they'll be very reserved and conservative. And then here I come, like just,
Yeah.
and it's like, no.
Yeah.
Stay away from my son, stay away from my daughter, type shit.
Gotcha.
But over the years, like progression started and things like that. So seeing the neighborhood change, it's bittersweet. Yeah. So like some of my neighborhood friends had to move out, but you know, I'm welcome to change. So that's
Cool. Oh, okay. And you've always been in Astoria, or have you lived other places?
So I was born in Jamaica, Queens in 91. And then my family moved us to Astoria in 92. And then we never left the area. So
Okay.
we moved apartments, sure, but nothing more than maybe a stop or two.
Okay.
So went to school there from PS166, shout out to PS166, IS204, Long Island City High School, shout out to City High School. And even QCC. I'm sorry, I went to LaGuardia and then I went to QCC. And then I didn't graduate, so I became a plumber. That's a plumber. Like,
Hey.
I don't want to be in debt. Fuck that shit.
Yeah. So you know this city. This is your city.
Yeah, 100%. Like, especially, I would say that becoming a plumber probably helped me get to know, like, most of the areas I wasn't allowed to go to growing up.
Yeah.
Because, like, my mom was very scared for me to go places.
Right.
But, like, once I became 18, actually, I started working at 16. So, like, once I became 60 and we started doing plumbing, I was everywhere, from Staten Island to Brooklyn to Bronx, shit, even Westchester.
Yeah.
So, yeah. The city, I could get home no matter where you go.
You know, that's awesome. That's such like an important life skill. I was actually thinking, it's so funny that you're a plumber because I didn't know this about you, but I was thinking the other day how I went to like a 4-year school, got a degree in something I'm not even doing. And I do think college socialized me. Like, I think I learned how to be a person. I think I learned how to be, you know, like write a professional email, whatever. But I was thinking about like, if I were to have a kid and by the time my kid is of college age, the world would be even more different.
Right.
And I feel like I would advise them to like literally go, like, don't go to a 4-year school if those still exist, but go to like study plumbing and philosophy.
Think like a
You know?
technical school, yeah,
Like
absolutely.
Like I think that education now for like what we're going into with this next generation should be like a technical school or like a hard trade.
There used to be, though, if you remember, there used to be trade in high school and in junior high, in fact.
Yeah.
In Long Island City High School, they had trade. They had mechanical school, they had a raw.
We called it Votech. Is that what we
Right,
called it?
exactly. Like, or volunteers, yeah.
Yeah.
And so they used to have a good, as you know, a lot of the funding got taken away from New York City, not only New York City, but in general. That's what we thought. That's the whole reason I came to the show. It was for this talk.
That's how I do it. He's marketing.
This is this marketing. I'm a shoe support.
He's co-producer.
So I think that it's important because it gives you like a backbone to fall. Like, it gives you something to fall back on.
Yeah.
Understand? Like, I understand that college is very important. And I think, so I have 3 kids of my own, right?
Oh, okay. I didn't know you had 3 kids. Whoa, doggy.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
I started early. I started at 23. I never looked back, but yeah.
Yeah.
So I think as they grow older, that's something that I've teach them. It's like, yeah, absolutely stay focused on your economics, new academics.
Yeah.
But learn to scale it.
100%.
Whether it's electrical or plumbing. Personally, for anybody that wants to get into it now, like I'm pushing 35, right? And so I advise a lot of people that come out of like college at 24, 25, and they don't know what to do. They don't want to go back to college. And I tell them, just learn electrical. You'll get a close to 6-figure job. You won't get as dirty as a plumber, and you'll never starve to death. No matter what state you go to, there's always need for electrical. No matter how advanced your technology becomes, you need somebody to wire you.
100%.
And so it's unfortunate that I see that a lot of what the country pushed for is like technological advances installed in, in code and shit like that. But then you turn around and you see how it's going to become automated anyway.
Yeah.
So what was it?
Yeah, but they're not going to automate a work that an electrician does or a plumber does or a seamstress does. They're going to try, and they're going to bankrupt us all in the process of doing it, and poison our water and whatever. But
you're going to need someone like a blue collar person to come in and do it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's important. It's best to be a jack of all trades and just stay doing whatever, like just one thing. You know what I mean? So it's never too late. Like I've seen electricians graduate trade school at like 40, and then they retire a happy life, but they don't have to continue bouncing from job to dead end job, from supermarket to supermarket, or from like one retail store to the other. It's just like, there's just so many avenues you can take. Like you don't necessarily have to you can even become independent. Like I see a lot of my friends come out of college and they become independent plumbers or independent electricians, and they can buy a house within 5 years.
Yeah.
They get their LLC together and things like that. And so that's something that I'm teaching at least my kids. It's like, there's more than one way to quote unquote make it.
100%.
Just, you have to make sure that you open up you have to open up, the doors for yourself.
100%. And look at you now, like your knowledge of knowing the city, I think is what has made you like so successful in producing shows, because you know the spots.
Yeah. I got to say, a lot of the spots that we get to are kind of like connections and networks that came over the years of servicing either a restaurant or a bar or things like that. And more importantly, Queens is so tightly knit.
Yeah. So
like I know half the people because I either grew up with a cousin of theirs, or we went to the same school, or we went to the same event space. And it's just, that's what I love about New York City so much, is that you just never know who might bump into you years later, and then all of a sudden they work with you because you just had an awesome conversation over pizza.
Yeah, for sure.
And so I think it helps a lot. And especially being somebody that wants to do good for the sake of good.
Yeah.
Because the thing about our show, at least for like, our first shameless plug, is that we really just do it almost like a nonprofit. Like we really don't make money out of it.
Right.
We really just want to put stage time for comedians to be able to express their art and to give them an avenue, like I said before, to have something. That's why we record the sets, and we give the comics the freedom to download it and flip it, whatever, free of charge. And I learned that through the years of like living here. Like everybody wants everybody to help each other. But again, we mind our business, but we want to help you.
Yeah.
Like,
100%.
We'll help people, we'll shame you, kind of thing. Like,
Totally. Awesome. Okay. So that's great background. And so you said you're almost 35 now. I'm 33. So we're, around the same age. And, you kind of touched on it a little bit with there being, certain neighborhoods that like, or even within Queens, like the Italian part, the Greek part, like not wanting you there. So I'm assuming that meant you spent a lot of time with your community.
Yes and no, because Astoria unfortunately never really became inclusive up until like the late 90s. So a lot of the Hispanic community that I remember growing up was in like the Roosevelt Avenues, the Jackson Heights. And so the only time I ever went to Jackson Heights, so I practice sports, I practice soccer.
Okay.
Right. And so like our soccer team would go to Flushing. Right. And so like that was my 7th train ride. And so that's how I got to know, actually, outside of Astoria, that was probably the first neighborhood that I ventured to, was like Roosevelt. And get to know the 7 train line, the 111. Shout out to Sunnyside. Shout out to Jackson Heights as well. Shout out to my 111. It's not. But yeah. So like a lot of growing up in Astoria, there wasn't really a Hispanic community quite yet. There was just pockets of people here and there, and like it was just really kind of living through it. But it didn't stop. I mean, it didn't stop me. I still got along with a bunch of Greens anyway.
Right,
The kids didn't really care. It was the parents that kind of like wanted us, like, don't get along too much with them. You don't know, you can't pronounce his name. Things like that.
They were the one that were sus.
Right. Otherwise, sometimes you'll just have one or two families that were the exception. I was there for like, well, it's a Greek neighborhood, so I was there for like April's, what's it called? For Easter.
Yeah.
It was great because I got to like taste different foods.
Yeah. So at home, it was mostly Spanish food.
Yeah, 100%. It was rice, and then you'd have your rice, and then you have your beans, and then you have your grilled chicken or your fried chicken.
And was it your mom at home, mom and dad?
So my mom and dad, so when they immigrated here, they had to work 2 jobs. So sometimes there was times where they would cook, and then fortunately they taught me to cook, and my sisters.
Yeah, such an important skill.
Yes, teach your kids to freaking cook and do the dishes too. Please teach your kids to do the dishes.
Life cycle of a meal.
Please do that. Clean up after yourself. So it was great because I got to learn how to cook, and so that was good. But otherwise, when they cooked, it was the normal, classic Spanish dish.
Yeah. What was your favorite thing that your mom or sisters ever made?
Oh my God! I mean, of course, it had to be. I would say chicken soup when I was sick. It was amazing. I don't know how they made that. And I think I have a fan now. Oh my God. And I think it had to be grilled steak. Oh my God. Grilled steak it covered the whole apartment. And it smelled amazing. And then I think those 2 dishes, 100%. A good grilled steak with some rice and some vegetables and like some soup.
Nice. Nice.
Something about that.
Oh, so just home cooked meals.
Home cooked meals takes you way back. Yeah.
For sure.
100%.
Awesome. Okay, cool. And so growing up, were you like a skinny kid, a chubby kid?
No, I was always chubby. Always a chubby kid. I was always overweight. Like the classic, I don't know what do the truffle shuffle.
Yeah, from the Goonies.
Yeah, I was that Goonie kid, 100%. I was the fat one in the group, and I had no shame about it. I mean, I did have self-esteem, which is not gonna lie. It was like growing up in New York City. It's not easy, especially in public. No, you cannot go to public school and expect people not to point out. Like even my kid, like I have 3 of them, and one of them has like I could see the genetics.
Yeah.
Coming in,
that's
and
my
it's
boy,
just like that's 100% me. My boy's right there. But like fortunately I had to go through that, so I don't have them have it like as a surprise. So I tell them like, listen, there's no kids that are gonna mention this. Don't shy from it, lean into it, and if you have a joke, crack a joke back to them. And so like instead of having my kids run away from like a reality of life that not everybody needs to appreciate you. That's kind of a selfish demand in life.
Yeah.
But don't run from it. Don't shy from it. Don't stop being yourself from it. And so like that's great. Because like my kids was able to like, get into a little roasting. Yeah. And I had a conversation with him, and he was just like, I roasted them equally, Dad. Don't worry. And I'm like, yes, my boy. Yeah. Don't let him bring you down.
Hell yeah. If you feel comfortable divulging, how old are your kids?
So my kids are 11, 9, and 5. I'm retired.
Yeah, you're retired.
Yeah, I'm done. God has told me, you're not getting your girl. Leave it alone.
Yeah, try again, and you're gonna have boy number 4.
Yeah, no, please, no. Mom is well accompanied. Mom is good. She's hooked up. Me, I'm just in the background. Like,
love it. That's so
great.
funny.
They're good. I love it.
Oh, awesome. So, even though you don't have a girl, and I feel like primarily with girls, we do think about like, them not wanting to like ingest media or, Ozempic being everywhere, Super Bowl commercials, like that gets into a young girl's psyche. It can for boys too.
100%. My kids have limits on screen time because of it.
Oh,
because so do you remember we grew up in like the 90s era internet? Right?
Yeah.
So we had the Ebon's Worlds, we had
God.com.
we had so like at least we had a website. But like nowadays, like I've seen it even with my kids. Sometimes they'll have like a headline that they have no business knowing the headline. There was a violent act at some state. And I'm like, how do you know that?
Yeah.
It's like, because it's so easy to just scroll and now you just have a POV of what happened.
Yeah. We always watched as a kid during dinner. We always had the TV. We always ate dinner together as a
TV family. Nice.
Dinner, which is, I think, better than no dinner.
Yeah.
Because I remember thinking it was so weird when my friends would you know, be like, okay, it's time to eat dinner. I'm like, we're not all going to sit at the table, but whatever.
Yeah.
That was like the one normal thing we did, but we had the TV on and we always watched Fox 5 with Rosanna Scotto.
Yo, shout out to Rosanna.
Shout out Rosanna Scotto.
I grew up with you. How happened now?
Her son actually has a really good podcast about like sobriety.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
But anyways, I remember being so scared, just like eating and listening to, like, 5 Shot on New York City subway. Like, just like, but that was where I would hear the scary news. It was literally at dinner time, Fox 5, Rosanna Scotto, and then we would watch The Simpsons that came on right after.
That was like my way to like
palate cleanser.
Right. It's 10 o'clock. Do you know what your children are? Like, yeah, no, I don't. Like, because I'm at work. I'm like, no.
The Homer Simpson. I told you, I don't know.
Dude, no, yeah, I grew up exactly the same.
So, but like now, like you said, like your kids having screen time limits, it's like because they could literally be on YouTube or scrolling Instagram or whatever,
right? Because
your boys are getting the Instagram age, and they'll just ingest that, and it's just so. I remember being scared in that like 30 minutes we had the news.
Yeah, no. So and it's a crazy thing because like for me, I was questioning myself at one point. I was like, are they getting? Am I being too strict?
Mm-hmm.
And then it's crazy how life will answer the question for you because like I'm sitting there questioning that, and then my youngest says, "Dad, nothing beats a Jet2 holiday," and I was like, "Give me the phone." Matter of fact, no, you have enough screen time.
Yeah.
If you're quoting memes, it's a wrap. That's it. That's kind of like the clue. And so for me, internet it's both an advancement and yet at the same time, it's kind of like a disadvantage because now everybody thinks they have the answer for everything.
Oh.
And it's scary because then you actually start seeing like, oh, like world leaders really believe they're eating the dogs. And it's like, they're not.
Yeah.
Turns out they're eating the children. Like, I didn't even know that.
Yeah. No, I know.
Yeah.
It's so scary. And I can only imagine that wreaking havoc on like a young person's nervous system.
The self-esteem is just so obvious. I mean, the study is out, the info is out. Like self-esteem, I mean, can you imagine? Remember when like MySpace was a thing? You would just die to be in the top 10.
Oh my God.
And now, you're just like scrolling and now you just want to look like the nearest celebrity. And it's just like, no, just be a kid, you know?
Yeah.
Like, just go and just don't worry about that.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember having to find out like a full 24 hours later that like friends hung out without me. And now it's like, oh, if I check their story, I will see. Even as an adult, I'm like, oh, I don't know why they didn't hit me up to go get drinks, but whatever, you know. But like as a teenager, I can't imagine how that makes me feel.
I like the fact that back in the day, you at least had a 24-hour kind of buff before you knew you weren't cool.
Yes.
Now it's like in real time, you'll be like, wait a second, you just left me on scene 5 seconds ago. Oh, you're here. Like, fuck.
Yeah, or it's completely different.
I missed that. Yeah, no, I kind of missed the little ignorance behind that shit. Now we just know everything is crap, apparently.
And what's funny is that we look back and we're like, oh, remember when there was that delay? Remember when like you had to sit at your computer and that was like your internet time? And even then we got into trouble.
Yeah.
Like I was still catfishing men with my 13 years old with my best friend on AIM. Like we still were getting into it. Like, so I can't imagine having even more access.
I remember Hotmail. Yeah. I was chatting up like people from out of country and shit.
Oh,
like, I'll totally move to Mexico.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, I was catfishing people cross country.
Oh, so funny.
Oh my God.
That's just what we did.
Fun times though. Honestly, I really don't lament the road. The good old days will be into.
Yeah, so you, even though you like may have gotten teased as a kid, like you were able to roast and combat it and whatever.
I mean, I grew up a goth. I was a goth. Like my senior year, I was a goth.
Hell yeah.
I was doing my ADTR, Day to Remember.
Yeah.
Doing my what's Scaring Kids. I was going to Lollapalooza and all that good shit. Yeah, absolutely. By the way, fucking don't ever be ashamed if you're like in that kind of phase. And if that's your life, 1000% stay in that community. It's so welcoming. Oh my God. Yeah.
It's cool now.
Yeah. Now it's like, it's fucking retro. And it's like, how is that? Like, we had to crawl for you to run. Now you just walk out spikes everywhere. I'm like, do you understand? We had to do the depressive Spider-Man shirts and like, You know what I mean? Do you remember everybody was like Venom and shit? Like Tobey Maguire is depressed and shit. I had the trench coat going on. I walked around with white contacts in high school.
Oh,
Every
let's
day of my life.
go.
Like I was that kid.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. So like,
Didn't care. At one point, I just did not care because like so many years of teasing, you become just so callous to it that you either sink from it or you like swim. And for
100%.
me, I was like, nah, I'm gonna fucking swim.
Yeah.
This was. It's like nobody's that cool. Like
100%.
nobody's that fucking cool where I can't make fun of you. Like I'm gonna find something and then it's gonna make me feel better.
Yeah.
You know what I
And
mean?
I'm so, because I was the same. I
Mhm.
was the same. I was like, you know, all black all day, which is like still what I wear. And I was MCR girl. I was known as MCR girl because I was obsessed with My Chemical Romance.
Of course. Who
Still am.
wasn't?
Exactly. And I am so glad that I like stayed true and authentic to who I was at the time, because I remember like even going into college, my friends being like, "Oh my God, Kelly, no, Kelly's off aux." Like, this is and now those same friends are like, "Oh, you know, Motion City soundtrack's going to be playing," and I'm like, "Really?" Because I recall when you were being kind of a dick to me about this.
Yeah, I remember
So-
when you were a Barbie, and now
Yeah, yeah.
listen, you weren't there at the Continental at St. Mark's. You weren't there for the Rose Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
you wasn't there for that. You didn't see all these crazy people like Hollywood Undead do kind of
Oh,
sleeping. Like I'm just naming bands that I listen to. It's Pierce the Veil, like
yeah.
or the Long Island. Remember where everybody wanted to go to like Long Island to see the Long Island band? Bayside. Everybody was like really like into that kind of stuff. Or
Yeah.
oh my God. Yeah,
Yeah.
good times.
Many a VFW screamo show.
I had a few Irving Plaza concerts.
Yes.
that I still remember to this.
Have you ever been to Starland Ballroom in Jersey?
No, but it is on my checklist.
No way. I'm from Sayreville.
No way.
Yeah, so I went there all the time.
Oh,
Okay.
lucky.
Yeah.
Lucky. What's the last band you saw there?
Oh, that's a good question. I would say recently, like within the last few years. Oh, that's a good question. I really can't remember, but I've seen every band there.
Did you crowd surf? Like, were you?
I never did because I was too self-conscious. I thought I was too big for people to lift, which is dumb because that was body dysmorphia. But I did mosh.
Good.
I was in the
Good for
pit. Yeah.
Good for you. You definitely got your stripes.
Yeah.
I got knocked down twice at a wall of death. So for the viewers that don't know what the wall of death is, like when the band separates the crowd and then on the breakdown, we run into each other like Vikings. Right?
Mhm. So
and
fun.
That's amazing, man. And I remember to this day, I think it was The Sleeping. Shout out to The Sleeping. And they were doing the world, and I ran in like thinking, okay, this is going to be like the movies. I got a freaking knee to the chest, and it felt so great though, because it was just like, yes. And then my friend picked me up. It's like, we gotta go. And then we just started moshing. It was awesome. Yeah.
Well, you know, it's so funny because now as a 33-year-old, like I've been in therapy for so long, and I see a somatic therapist, which is all about like, you know, feeling trauma and emotions in your body and like getting it out. And that's what moshing is.
Yeah, it's exactly it.
That's why it felt good.
Oh, for me, like I watched this show. I don't know if there was a time where FX had a show called Nip Tuck. I love Nip Tuck. Big fan. From season 1 to like even like the late season. Love that show. And there was a quote there that really stuck to me, and I'm not really like somebody like the exact quote, but it had something to do with like expressing your emotional pain that has no physical, manifestation. And sometimes in some cases, our vices or self-harm or just a body, expression is our way of coping that, because then you can heal your physical thing to go into your emotion of that. And there's many ways to do that. Moshing is one thing. Shit, people go to the gym for a reason. It isn't always just to be fit. Sometimes you want to listen to a sad song and lift 300 pounds. It happens, So no, that's healthy. I'm glad you're able to do that when you do.
Yeah, for sure. And but what's just so funny is like being a teenager, not knowing that that's what was happening. So great, so awesome.
So I mean, when I grew up with that, like I had depression because like my parents were divorced.
Okay.
I grew up in a separate household, thing like that. And so obviously that's why I went through the whole goth thing. Like I was just like, I'm just mad about parents. Yeah, man. And so like it's it's something like you need. It's healthy. It's healthy to be able to like recognize that, just be self-aware about it, knowing that it's natural. And at the time we didn't know that because like, I don't know, I think like the early 2000s, people really weren't on to the whole mental health thing.
No.
And so it's just like, just go outside and just do that.
Well, I mean, in the early 2000s, we saw the kind of online imagery or like tabloid where it was like, look at this fat slob celebrity, and she's like, a month postpartum.
Right.
Like
Right.
Jumbo Jessica and Jessica Simpson in like a high-waisted pant, and she might have been a size 8 in that photo.
Remember what we did to Britney Spears?
Oh, that poor
Remember
thing.
what we did to Amy Winehouse?
Uh-huh.
Remember
yeah.
what we did to like so many other celebrities that were just like, they're just people. Like you just leave them alone.
Yeah.
And then the shows that came out, it was like The Biggest Loser, and then the other shows about like, it was like they disguise it as trying to be healthy, but really what it is just a circus show for people to just point and be like, at least I'm.
Oh, 100%.
And so that's one thing that I feel as though children should really see through, especially, and again, it's so hard to because they're just 5 seconds away from just being distracted from the real message. And that is that, they're just trying to turn you into something that you're not.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that's one life lesson I learned early on. It's like, you need to look out for people that are trying to change who you are, because then you just go so far off that you forget who you are. And that's depressing, because then you're really looking out for somebody that you've lost years ago.
Yeah. All of a sudden you look in the mirror and you realize like, I don't know who this person is. And the key to success, in my opinion, is authenticity. Even if you feel like you're, walking uphill and it's muddy and your feet are caught in the mud and your shoes are coming off with every step and it's awful, that is the path of authenticity. And you won't. The only way to be successful is to be yourself. And I think the only way to be successful with longevity, because we know plenty of people in this business that get massively successful very quickly, but at what cost?
Yeah.
They're not truly being themselves, and the fire it burns bright and then it fizzles out.
Yeah, because like you're riding a wave, and it's kind of like that wave eventually is just going to go down.
Yeah.
No, it's no longer cooler to be like a
Right. Yeah.
Like, I know exactly what you mean. Yeah. No, I mean, it's kind of like fashion. You know what I mean? Like, people didn't want to wear tight jeans, then they started wearing tight jeans. Now everybody's wearing really loose jeans, and it's like 10 years ago that would have been laughed at.
Yeah.
All of a sudden we're wearing loose jeans. Okay, that's fine. What else are we meaning by?
Yeah, for sure.
Can we
Absolutely.
bring back the walkers? I'm just kidding. Is that not? No, we're just doing this thing. Okay. That's why I guess. It's not clip anymore. All right.
Fucking ain't cool, man.
Now we're really into the system. Like, what happened to like down? Remember when we were doing what's it called? Killing in the name.
Yeah.
No, we're just conforming.
I know. I miss when I didn't agree with the NRA.
Oh my gosh. I miss when we weren't all like for corporate, and I was like, oh no, like,
Yeah.
we want to be in Amazon. Like,
Totally. I do want to ask you, I don't know if I don't know what your answer will be, but did you ever, like, as a teenager, feel like you needed to go on a diet, or did you ever attempt a diet?
100%, like a few times. So there was pockets in time that I really lost a lot of weight. Like the heaviest I've been was 290.
Mm-hmm.
And then the thinnest I was 180. And I was thinking about this on the ride here. I was like, when did I lose weight? And it was always after like a major event that it was something.
Yeah.
Like, so like as a kid, I lost a lot of weight, the depression thing. I stopped eating. And so I stopped eating because I was just too busy going outside to bars, drinking underage. Like, I think most people like that was born in the 90s went to a bar at 16. If you grew up in the inner city,
Right.
There was no way that you weren't drinking a beer at like 16, 17 if you grew up in the 90s, because it was just so easy and accessible. Even now it's more accessible, but so I was just too busy in mosh pits, and I was just smoking and drinking beer.
Yeah.
And in my 20s, I lost weight. That's when I lost the most weight. It was because I got into like this, I had a stomach problem, and it became very like hyper focused about what it was. and I did the worst mistake you could do, and it's like Reddit yourself.
Oh yeah.
And I went down a rabbit hole, and I was like 3 specialists later. So I was like, oh, Reddit tells me I shouldn't eat rice. So I stopped eating rice for 3 months. I stopped. I was like, all right, so no bread. I went on a diet, and it was very strict. I was like, okay, it must be that. It must be that I can't tolerate bread.
Right.
Right. And so I stopped eating bread, rice, sugar. It was nothing but greens, lean meat. And it was good. It was good because I actually lost weight. I felt healthy. I felt great. But then it turned out it had nothing to do with that. It turned out that I actually had an infection, a bacterial infection.
No way. Whoa, you had H. pylori.
Yeah.
No way.
And it turned out my hypochondriacism potentially saved my life because I had no fucking clue. Yeah. And then I got the whole endoscopy, whatever the fuck. They took a piece of my stomach to see if I had like cancer and everything. It turned out it was good. Okay, whatever. And it turns out that was the reason I was having like such severe stomach pain. I thought I was allergic to something.
Yeah.
And it turns out I lost a lot of weight. That's how I went. Actually, that's how I went from 290 to I think now I'm 230. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So I lost a ton of weight by accident.
Wow.
And then the third time that I lost a lot of weight was because I had a car accident. I really, like, when I was 18, I had a really bad car accident. Cost my high school sweetheart life.
Oh.
Yeah, not trying to get too much into it. That's for next episode. But yeah, no, it was bad. And so I got into oxys a lot. It was in 2010. And you know what the biggest red flag was? Because like my doctor at the time, my physical therapist, he had bangs, and he kept repeating the phrase, "I swear it's not addictive." And he kept saying that like 5 times over, and I was just like, okay, you're convincing me. And the reason I mentioned his bangs is because every time he said it, he would flick his bangs. It's not addicting, I swear. And I was just, I think they're addicting. And yeah, no, I actually popped them so much that it was to a point where like I think that's probably why like I started getting like stomach pains and things like that. And then luckily I found, that's when I met my wife after car accident. She nursed me back to I was in a wheelchair, I couldn't really move. And she nursed me back, and she notices that you're really feeling like almost twice the amount you're supposed to. And I didn't smoke weed at the time. She was the pothead of the fight. Which is funny because now she's not the pothead. I'm the pothead. But then she was like, try this instead. Right.
Yeah.
And then that kind of like shift me away. And it was to a point where I was able to like flush the pills myself.
She's an angel.
Yeah. She saved my life. I had no idea.
It's actually a miracle that in that 2010, 2011, 2012 era that you were in that. It couldn't have been easier to get your hand on these. Yeah. It couldn't have been easier. Like there were no checks and balances on getting that script filled. It never was, oh, you just filled this.
Yeah.
That didn't start coming up at pharmacies until like 2018.
Yeah. 100%.
And the fact that you were able to like get introduced to something like weed and that be the thing that gets you off of this incredibly addicting medication is like, I honestly, not to be dramatic, but quite frankly, a miracle.
Yeah. And I'm just saying oxy because that's like one pill, because like the car accident was so severe. So like, when I got into the car accident, I got like 2 broken bones. These bones are replaced with like metal rods. Mm-hmm. I have a screw here and like a couple of like vertebrae that are like fucked up. So at first they gave me, forgot the name of it, but they gave me 3 different painkillers. It was, one of it was oxycodone.
Yeah.
The other one was something with an A or some bullshit like that. And then morphine in the hospital.
Yeah.
And that, I had like 5 people in the car. It was a full car, and 3 out of those people became addicts. I was the only one that.
There you go. Wow.
And they had a problem like with like drugs and things like that. They got over it. I'm very happy for them, very proud of them for that. But they had struggles with substances through that. And so seeing that, I was like, oh shit, that they couldn't.
Wow, Phil.
Yeah.
I
don't know how we got from.
No, I'm in awe of you. I'm so proud of you. And I'm so thankful for your wife.
Yeah, me too. No, she's definitely what keeps me grounded.
When did you guys get married?
So we got married. So we officially did not get married through papers because it's been like a little kind of like, it's always like every time we were supposed to get married, either it was like COVID, and then when COVID stopped, then it was just like, we just can't afford the wedding we want.
Yeah.
And so we were like, you know what, we've been together for like I want to say 13 years now. We're about to be 14 years together. Yeah. So we were just like, you know what? Like, let's just make it happen. I'm happy to happen. But we've been together since 2010.
Wow, that's so awesome. Just go to the courthouse.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like I said, every time we tried, it was some bullshit. So like now, the last time she tried, I got called into a new job and I had to like cancel the whole thing because oh shit, we've been looking for a job for like 6 months. This is a very welding job, like fuck. And now it's my turn. So now I have to plan it out and do everything. So now I'm on the computer, like, okay, let's do this thing. No, I want to invite this person. Like, so it's my turn to be like the wedding planner.
Yeah.
So this year, you guys heard it first. This year, I'm
You're
actually
doing it.
Yeah, we're doing it.
You are doing it.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh,
I already have everything. If it was up to me, I would have the ring. But she's like, no, not until you send people. Just give me the ring so I could just be like, yes.
yeah, maybe that's why I didn't realize you were like in this long-term relationship, as you say, married, because
she refuses to let me wear the ring until I sign the paper.
And you know what?
I get it, girl.
Good on her. 100%. Oh, that's so amazing. And you guys started having kids at 23.
23, yeah, it was not. That's a story too. Like I'd have to say, like, to be completely transparent, like we were going out for like 2 years at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Was it 2 years? Yeah, 2 years or something like that. I'd say a little under 2. And we were going through like a rocky thing, like as most young couples do.
Yeah.
And oh no, don't tell him.
I never hit record.
Don't even sweat it.
Okay. I'm so sorry.
You're cool.
The audio on this episode is going to be compromised because I fucking didn't hit record and we had such an amazing conversation. Phil, I've never fucking done that before. I have never done that before.
Don't even sweat it.
I'm not going to make you I'm not going to make you do that. I'm going to remaster the audio that it's salvageable.
That's fine. We could continue riff as long as you have time for me. I'll riff off whatever. Don't even sweat it.
God. And we're coming in the last 15 minutes.
Okay, cool.
I can't believe it. Okay, we're just going to have to get over it. I'm sorry. So, you and your wife were together for just under 3 years.
Yeah. Oh, so my wife, girlfriend at the time, whatever, she announced that she was having a baby, and then I was really nervous because I wasn't I don't know a lot of 23-year-olds that'll be like, yay, okay, so I was nervous, but I left it up to her. I was like, whatever you want to do it, and then we'll go from there. And so she decided to keep the child, and I was like, well, I'm not gonna just sit back and just whatever, regardless of the fact that we're not getting along. I don't give a fuck. We're just gonna do it.
Yeah.
And I just jumped in, and then here we are, and I don't regret it. Don't look back on it at all. So yeah. That was
you jumped in crazy. Both feet.
Yeah. I was just like, I'm just gonna fuck it. Party's over.
Yeah.
Here we go. And then I mean, years later, I definitely don't regret it because she really did ground me. Otherwise, I had just gotten through a car accident, so I really wasn't really giving a shit about life.
Mm-hmm.
I was I don't really care. I lost somebody that was very close to me at the time. And I still hold her very dear to my heart, and that's something I struggle with a lot, actually, because it's almost like a PTSD for me. I would say even so, because it's something that I recurrently, you ever have something that you look back on and I know therapy will tell you you shouldn't identify with your trauma,
mm-hmm.
but it's easier said than done.
Oh yeah, 100. Oh. Yeah, 100%.
And so I'll be having the best day of my life, but then that thought of I really wish this person could be here to share that with me, because I know exactly what this person would have said.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of the anchor that kind of just shit.
Right.
Yeah. But my wife helps me get out of that.
Yeah, she's an angel.
Yeah, she's great.
She's an angel.
100%. Very thankful for you. Shout out to my wife, Melissa. I love you.
Aww. Man, I can't wait to be at the wedding this year.
Yes.
Did you notice that after, because you didn't really have okay, now we're married and we're in this marital bliss, you've been in this relationship, but did you gain happy weight at any point of just I'm content in this relationship?
All 3 pregnancies.
All 3 pregnancies?
All 3 pregnancies.
You got
I
pregnant
gained
too?
so much weight. Oh my God. We fed every fast food restaurant every time. Like
Nice.
nobody's cooking when Melissa's pregnant. I fucking refuse. That's the thing. Like I think that's one of my problems. Like it's hard to save money when you throw money at your problems. So like it's like, all right, yeah, you don't want to cook. I was like, all right, nachos. Fuck it. It's like, oh, you want to go? Okay, like fucking Colombian food. I don't know. And the worst part is like I know all the good restaurants because I've been everywhere.
Yeah.
So it's just like, okay, I could cook, but do I cook better than them? It's like, no. All right, honey. So let me just deliver the food. You deliver the baby. I'll have him deliver the food. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so yeah, we gained a ton of fucking weight.
Oh, I love it.
Domino's loved us. Papa John's for my first son. My wife had cravings with like pizza. So it was every pizzeria from this to that. Because I was a plumber, I was even able to go to like famous pizzerias like in Dumbo. I forgot the name of it, and I just sent somebody there. But there's like famous pizzas.
Yeah.
There's like a list before Barstools, for example.
Right.
There was a YouTube channel, I think it was called Glove and Boots. I remember till this name. Shout outs to Glove and Boots. I know you guys are no longer around, and they have a video where they show you the top 10 pizza spots. And it was my mission at that pregnancy to go to each and every one of them and bring her pizza.
Oh.
So yeah, we gained weight a ton of times.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, I gained at least 50 pounds each
Oh,
pregnancy. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. But
Listen,
fuck it, I don't give a shit.
it's
Like,
going to happen.
I don't fuck.
Yeah.
I'm the thing is like, so when I was doing like welding and plumbing and whatever, I lost the weight anyway because I was in the boiler room sweating.
Yeah.
And in the summertime,
It's like being in a sauna.
infinite sauna, like 100%. The part that made me gain most of the weight wasn't even the pizza. It was because I also started practicing ordering food outside of dinner time. So like for lunch, I wouldn't bring lunch. I would just eat like a bacon, egg, and cheese.
Yeah,
or like
yeah.
my favorite. This is how you know I'm like I've always been fat because like I'm about to splurge about a sandwich place in Queens. If you ever go to College Point, you go to Cherry Valley or Sylvia's and you get yourself what's called a heart attack sandwich. And the heart attack sandwich is chicken cutlet, gravy sauce on top of that with some French fries, melted mozzarella, toasted butter. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, just
You
go
know
there
how
and get
to
a heart attack.
party, dog.
Oh yeah, I don't care. Fuck that. Life's too short. Like, what do I care? But yeah. I gained weight over the years. Through the pregnancy, yeah.
Nice.
My wife stayed slim. My wife is like, I don't know how she does it. Like throughout the pregnancy, she's never gained more than maybe like 10, 15 pounds after.
Right.
She went right back to her
Right
weight.
back.
Yeah. She's
And,
the
like,
skinny one.
Like, I mean, is she like, like hard at working out, or is that just how she exists?
That's just her metabolism.
That's just her
That's
genetics.
That's just God's way of saying, yeah, I love her more.
Yeah.
That's all. That's all it is. I just love her more. That's all.
Yin and yang in every relationship.
Me on the other hand, oh, my fucking fat and shit like that. Truffle. And it's like, no, it's her on the other hand. It's like, yeah, I know I just popped a 8-pound baby, but like, here's my 6-pack. And it's just like, how? Why? Why did you do that to me? But yeah, no, she's naturally slim.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's good for her. I'm happy for her.
Terrible for my self-esteem. Great for her, though.
I love that you also were like, oh, mama's pregnant. Time for me to.
Ooh, what does this mean? Does it mean I don't have to go grocery shopping? I'm just looking out for you, honey. You shouldn't be walking. You should just be a princess in the couch. I will take care of the food.
You go to like her prenatal appointments, and the doctor's like, you're fine. You are pre-diabetic.
What are you doing with? How do you look? Do you need a sonogram? Like, no. Speaking of pre-diabetes, actually, funny enough, that's one of the reasons why I did the whole no rice, no whatever the fuck.
Really?
Yeah, because like before you go to a gastrologist, they want to make sure that you make all the tests. So I did every test, A1C and all that things, and that's when I discovered that I was pre-diabetic. And so that's when I was just like, oh shit, I didn't know potatoes and rice can get you like your sugar to
Yeah.
So
At the end of the day, it all breaks down to sugar.
yeah. And so for me, I was just like, well, I guess no more sugar. So then that's another thing. Yeah, by the way, yes, take care of your sugar, especially my Hispanic community. We love our rice, we love our potatoes and stuff like that, but believe it or not, that's sugar. So we're predisposed to that.
Totally. And that's really, like there's all these different diet fads, and the biggest thing online right now is protein.
Oh, yeah.
Here's how you get all your protein in your meals. But really it's about having these balanced meals where you can have rice, you can have potatoes, but it needs to be paired.
Portion it.
But portion it, and not even like portion control, just like portion. Well, I guess portion control, but like that sounds, when you're someone that's like out of control, having to do something like portion control, you're like, I can't do that.
Yeah,
and then you
yeah,
just end
yeah.
up binging and whatever.
And that's only half the battle, because then you have to also remember that everybody's metabolism is different. So like even though
Yeah.
you might process sugar one way, another person, and so that's why like dieting is such a layered effort, because like you got to get to the science of your own metabolism before you even get to the point where you get a nutritionist.
Right.
And then by the time you get a nutritionist, now you owe your whole life to healthcare. But like dieting is an expensive thing. Like you really do need to know what your body can and can't handle, and throughout the years on top of that too, because like as your body's not the same at 18 the way it is at 25, the way it is at 35. And so if you are really trying to do that, I think that getting to know your body down to a metabolical, way, it's so important. And so I feel like a lot of people get lost in that, and that's why like the protein phase. You remember when Herbalife was a thing?
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? And everybody wanted like supplemental stuff, and then creatine became a wave. Like all these phases is just because nobody really read the entire book. They just read a chapter of it.
Yeah.
And so I think that's what's most dangerous about these things, because even for me, like growing up, my parents gave me protein, and that's like protein powder on
Really?
the milk, and it's just like I don't need that.
Why were they doing that? Do you know?
Because it was like, I guess in the Hispanic community there was like something in the churches going around how like if your kids aren't eating regularly, just give them protein, because that will kind of balance the gap of them not wanting to eat because they're in love with McDonald's. Like, because everybody thought McDonald's was like and quite frankly, yes, McDonald's is terrible for you, but just because your kid's excited over it and doesn't want to eat your cooking doesn't mean you have to give them protein. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Because then you get kids that do get husky.
Yeah,
You
it's
know
like
what I
just
mean?
giving them extra calories.
It's like you guys are responsible for that. You know.
Yeah.
So that's what happened to me. In fact, like after a few years of reflecting on it, I was like, wait a second, you guys gave me protein, and my parents were like, we didn't fucking know any better, and it was just like, well, I love you anyway, Dad.
Yeah.
yeah.
Did
So-
you ever feel like a pressure from your parents to like lose weight? Were
Oh
they
yeah,
ever worried about it?
my parents were very concerned over my weight, because I was a chubby kid, but it just turns out that it was just them feeding me things that I couldn't process.
Right.
You know, so they were giving me protein that I couldn't process because it's protein, and they were giving me a ton of rice, which I later find out that I can't also process, and that's why I get a little like chubby when I eat too
Yeah.
much rice. But their pressure was like, you don't want to be bullied, you don't want to do this, you don't
Yeah.
want to do that. They were just so hyper focused on me having a normal childhood that it just became an abnormal childhood through that.
Yeah.
And so like,
end up with this weird relationship with food.
yeah, and
over
it's
it.
just like, well, I'm still gonna eat. You guys are gonna hate me for it, but yeah, I'm still gonna eat though. Like I just refuse to be told not to be, and I think that's what irked them the most.
Yeah.
It's just like, no, we're looking out for you. And it's just like, hey, you think you are, but you know what? I'm gonna be in your position one day, because I'm sure my kids are gonna have something to complain about.
Right.
So I can't judge my parents too much, and I think a lot of us need to like start remembering that it's like, you guys are gonna be parents too, and you're gonna fuck up somehow.
Yeah, you became a parent younger
Yeah.
than like, our current generation. And so you're able to you were able to peek behind the curtain much faster than say myself or even Joe and my boyfriend. And you have because of lived experience the ability to empathize with your parents and not just completely blame them. But I mean, I know you didn't mean that they're gonna actually hate you, but when your parents are concerned about your weight and you're like, well, I'm gonna eat what I want anyways, despite knowing I'm gonna like gain weight over it, and that irking your parents,
Yeah.
it's like it on a psychological level will mess with a kid when you know that like what I'm doing is a no-no.
Yeah.
Like I could in theory get in trouble for this.
Yeah.
And now you're associating bad behavior with bad food.
Yeah. So for me, that's why a lot of the reasons why I have like problem with authority figures, even though they want the
Yeah.
best of me, it's just like, yeah, do you though? Like I become very like, I don't know what your intentions are. And so that led to like a lot of bad friends that led up. I actually went to Rikers for a day.
Really?
Yeah. Only because I was associated with somebody that did something, and they thought that I was
That's
part of
scary.
that. Yeah.
Like, your
yeah.
life could have been ruined. You
Yeah.
have so many near misses.
Yeah, 100%. I think I have like a lot of like great stories. I either don't have the time or the linguistic skills to tell. but yeah, I've had like a lot of close calls that I'm starting to think like I just need to like whatever is my rabbit's foot, I have to identify it and make sure I take care of it because I have no idea what's keeping me this lucky.
Maybe it was all those damn kids.
Those freaking kids, those tax breaks. Gotta love those tax breaks. No.
My dad would always say, "Why do we have so many damn kids?" Thanks, Dad.
No, but dude, I honestly I couldn't do it without them. They're everything that I look
Yeah.
forward to coming home to. They're amazing.
Oh.
Love them to death. But I got them tattooed all over. Like my youngest. I don't have my youngest son's name tattoo, and it's so funny because he noticed. He was like, "Where's my name?" And it was just like, How do you know this?
You better make that appointment.
No, are you kidding? He even gave the location. I was like, "So where do you want it?" And he was like, "Here." And I'm like, "No, next to my heart. Why?" He was great. Yeah.
What a baby.
I know. He's great.
What was I going to say? Yeah. It's almost like it's so funny. Maybe you grew up Catholic.
Funny enough, my parents went through every religion you can think of. Like,
really?
Yeah. They fell for everything. For everything.
Jehovah's Witness?
Yes. I was knocking on the doors.
No, you
I was
weren't.
knocking on the doors.
You really had to be shameless.
Yo, I think that's what helped me in stand up because
It
I'm
must.
just like, yeah, because it's like somebody's gonna like just slam the door at my mom. I can fucking do it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Yeah, no, I was Jehovah's Witness at I think I was like 6. I still have a picture with my little suit and my little thing. It was so fucking funny. I moved to Ecuador for 2 years. I'm Ecuadorian, so I moved to Ecuador for 2 years. We were Christian, so I was doing the little hallelujah dances, and it was funny because it was like the whitest pastor in like the most village Ecuadorian place.
Wow.
Because I like the village I live in is like a mountain town, Cuenca. Shout out to Cuenca. And there was it was a place in Avenue of the Americas. I still remember even the address, and it was called Christian something, and we would go there every Sunday. Then we became Catholic. I was baptized Catholic. Yeah, my sister was a Buddhist. I have 2 older sisters, by the way, and yeah, one of them was a Buddhist that one summer. Then she practiced Hare Krishna. Like every religion you can think of came through my household.
That is amazing.
Yeah, and it all led up to shit. I was even working with devoted Muslims when I was delivering food carts. You know, the coffee carts that you see in the morning. So I did that for 2 summers. It was great, amazing hustle. By the way, if you have a pickup truck and you're new to New York, find yourself a freaking halal cart. Tell them that you'll haul them. It's great fucking hustle. But it was to a point where I even went to their mosque one time just to be like, so what's this about? Like,
my
this ain't that
God.
bad actually. Yeah.
First night of Ramadan.
Yo, stay true. I'm actually doing, not because of Ramadan, but I actually like that's how I started fasting. Because like my boss was fasting. He's Egyptian, so I was just like, "What's that about?" And then he explained to me like the whole religious thing and everything, and I was just like, "Yeah, I'll do that shit. Fuck it, why not?" And then now I'm fasting just cause like I just want to do it.
So funny.
Yeah.
It's so funny. Like so much of your life has like. This is gonna sound bad. This is gonna sound stupid, but so much of your life has made you who you are today. But like truly, like your experience of like doing the plumbing jobs and like learning the city that way, you being a child Jehovah's Witness and knocking on people's doors, you being all these different religions, having met all these different people from all these different sects. Now, as like a comedian and a show producer, you have to be able to converse with so many different people from so many different backgrounds. And all of that has given you these skills so that you can be this person that does this.
Yeah, I mean, the gift of gab comes from, I think, like from lived experiences. Like you could be a smooth talker all you want. You could be the best salesman. But like if you talk to people from certain neighborhoods, you know exactly what they're looking for. Like you like if I go to Jackson Heights and I see like somebody like from a certain neighborhood, that I know that I can tell them, like I call them sister instead of their name, because that's what they like to be called.
Right. Yes.
Right. And so like or another ones I can just call them primo because like they're more like this way. And so like having to see through that kind of lens helped me be able to like talk to somebody in a very interpersonal level.
Yeah.
And I like that because you can really get through a lot of the bullshit and a lot of the like what's your intention kind of thing that I mentioned before, like just by saying these few key words. Like for example, like me saying the bands, you
Yeah.
know, I could put you in the same room I was in 10
Right.
years ago because of these bands that you
Yes.
remember, right?
Yeah,
And
you
so,
can
like,
level with people.
right. And so that I think helps a lot with producing because especially in comedy, I noticed that it's a lot of people taking advantage of a lot of other people, especially people coming from like other states that are just trying to like have that New York, like, you know, trying to get by. And it sucks because like everybody's just trying to like do the same thing we're all trying to do and just make a crowd of people laugh, right? And so like, you know, knowing and experiencing that, like, because there's a lot of nice stories, but then there's a lot of sad stories behind like growing up here. There's a lot of people that either rejected or there's a lot of people that did their best they can to bring you down.
Yeah.
And so, but that's kind of like part of the ups and the downs, right? And so having lived that, when I did this production thing, I was like, I want to take away the lows of this comedy thing, because you'll find yourself in rooms where it's like people don't have your best interest. They just brought you here just to be like a freak show.
Yeah.
And so for me, it's like, no, let me take that experience away. Let me just give an experience of like, yeah, we're all into this. Just come by and just tell a joke. You're good.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love that. And like it honestly, like for me personally, it has given me like it's just nice feeling like you belong in a comedy space, especially when it's like an industry that is for one so hard and so competitive
and thankless for sure.
And thankless. And it can feel very much like your imposter syndrome can just absolutely take over. And so it's so awesome that you're giving people a space where they can, it's like no barrier to entry. Show up.
Just show up.
Yeah, I love it.
You have 5 minutes, go for it. If you want to do more, do more. Just let me know ahead of time. I don't care. Honestly, just enjoy it as long as it can, because life is just so crazy that it's just, and then it's done. Just come, tell your joke, be yourself. Above all, I think the one thing I learned growing up is like 100% be yourself. Be strange, be dorky, be the odd one in the room. If you want to be the flower wall in the party, be the flower wall in the party. Who gives a shit? Honestly, and that's what I taught my kids. Is like the friends that you have today are probably not going to be the friends you have in a year or two, because everybody changes. And that's even in relationships. Like you have to fall in love with the person you're with over the years, because not everybody is the same person you are when you meet. I know I'm not the same person as 18. I don't have contacts on. You know what I mean? So like, but vice versa. Like you just, you know, just be patient with the world, and I promise you'll find your way 100%.
Oh.
Yeah.
What a beautiful note to end it on, Phil. My goodness gracious. Let the people know where to find you.
Follow me on Instagram at my account closed. Follow us on LMAO Show at the LMAO Show on Instagram. Also on Twitch, my account closed with a Z at the end. I forgot the password for the one with the S. Thank you so much for having me. This is fun.
Dude, I cannot thank you enough. I will never forgive myself for not hitting record. And if you're watching on YouTube, you will see at a point I lean over and I check the recording device, and I don't know why my eyes must have just been glazed over. I just wanted to make sure I saw your mic like working, and I just like completely looked past the fact that the red light wasn't on. And it's okay. We're not going to freak out. We're going to, I'm going to fix it. But I feel bad that I did that because...
No, you're fine. It's a happy mistake. It's good.
I'm going to believe you because you really I really appreciate your candidness. And I learned so much about you that I didn't know. And I appreciate you so much more now. And yeah, so thank you so much for coming on.
Honestly, I was nervous, but you made me feel so comfortable, just to talk about it.
The fact that you you're made for this. You're so good.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that coming from you. Seriously.
Guys, please subscribe on YouTube.
Yes.
Leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. Follow us on Instagram. And we'll talk to you next Friday.
Take
Bye.
care. Bye.